What's up? It's showtime. Oh, it is showtime. It is showtime. Get it ready, get it ready, get it ready, get it ready. In case y'all don't know who I am the Thanos of this YouTube thing. Seriously. And being the Thanos of this YouTube thing, it is clear one thing is a constant, and that's me. Wow, I didn't even see him pop up. I have to go and check. I didn't see anybody under you here. Hopefully you approved, everybody. But I sent some people your way today. Now, let's get into it. Here's what they don't want you to know. You have never been told the real reason why LeBron James has left the Miami Heat. You have been fed nothing but lies as they try to limit people from watching this live stream. Hold on. Sorry, they're blocking the live stream for some reason. Well, we know what the reason is, but they're blocking it. Now, when LeBron James made the decision, I'm taking my talents to South Beach, Mav Carter, all those guys already sat down and negotiated a deal with Pat Riley to come to Miami. They sat down with Pat, the GM, and all of these things were negotiated, and they knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that they were getting LeBron James. Now, a lot of you guys would believe this was an easy ride. LeBron figured out once he got there that things were a little bit different than how it was in Cleveland. In Cleveland, he got to do whatever he wanted to do, whenever he wanted to do it. If he wanted to make some changes here and there, nobody questioned nothing. But Pat Riley runs a strict system of everybody has to follow the same guidelines. No matter if you're the guy who don't even get in the game or you're LeBron James, the superstar of the league. So in the first season, Dwayne Wade's job was to tell and basically let LeBron know, like, hey, this is how Pat does it. And he tried to explain it to LeBron because Shaq and Pat Riley bumped heads a lot due to the same fact that Pat Riley has zero wiggle room. Now, Dwayne Wade went and had a conversation with Pat Riley dealing with LeBron because LeBron didn't like certain situations about his what he called his entourage at the time, his people that hung out with him. LeBron needed extra tickets because he had people in town for a party, and they were coming to watch the game. It was some family members and some people that were close to him and followed Hollywood or whatever. And Pat Riley wanted them to go through proper channels to go through him, and he would have signed some tickets to him. But players only get a certain amount of tickets, no matter if you're Dwayne Wade, no matter if you're Bosh, no matter if you're everybody on there. Extra tickets. So this was just one of the things that happened between the entire group. Now, he's like Ticketmaster. So this was just one of the things that happened. Now, here's another thing. They're having an event where the players have to meet the fans, and the Heat organization sets this up a year where they all go and, you know, they do the presentation for the kids. LeBron's skipping this event not because LeBron don't care. LeBron had other engagements set up that intervened with this whole thing here. So he's like, I can't do that. Plus, he thought, like, I'm too big. It's going to start a commotion. I won't be able to get out of there. And then the area where we're doing that in is like, and they were like, this is Miami. This is in Cleveland. This is like do you understand this area of Miami? These people are not going to come in like that. This is a whole different area that we're going to do it for a PR run, and it's only going to take you 30 minutes out of your day. Pat Riley really wanted to have this done and must have really sold people that LeBron James was going to be there. That didn't happen. LeBron couldn't do it. LeBron said, let me see what I can do. LeBron ended up doing nothing. So that didn't happen. And ever since then, things soured. The very first season was over. LeBron was like, look, I might be out of here in a minute. They lost the championship in the finals. Pat Riley basically was like, well, we got to the show, but we didn't get it done. You know, like, we just got to make some changes here and there. There's practice rules. There's attendance rules. There's all of these rules that everybody must follow playing for the Miami Heat. The second season, going for a championship. LeBron felt we need to get some extra things going on, you know, to help the team. And Pat Riley went ahead and picked up extra players to help complement everything. And Mav Carter and all those guys was, you know, LeBron don't like to be hands-on talking to a GM about how to do their job. He talks through his team. He has his team go over there and run back and give the information, so it never comes directly from LeBron. Pat Riley goes up to LeBron and says, you're interested in moving some players. And he was like, oh, I was just saying, no, I was just talking to the guys. Did they talk to you? Like, he don't want to be caught in that type of confrontation, like conversation. Pat is more hands-on. He's like, well, I'm here. He did tell me, but I want to hear it from you. So when that conversation took place, allegedly, LeBron was caught off guard and he wasn't used to this type of interaction, to where he would be put in the middle of a practice. Pat Riley shows up, pulls him to the side, and just starts talking about, you want to move some players. Now, Now, this happens. Pat makes his own moves. The GM and Pat, they sat down. I think his name's Andy. They sat down. They made some moves. They won the championship, right? Everything was blissful. They win another championship. A come from behind victory, 2 wins to beat the San Antonio Spurs. They win back to back. They're going into the 3rd season. The 4th season, going for a 3-peat. LeBron James is like, we got to get this. He wanted this 3-peat more than anybody could ever imagine. LeBron wanted a 3-peat because Kobe did it. Michael did it twice. Kobe almost did it twice. He wanted a 3-peat. He wanted that on his resume. But he also knew they went into this season, guys were a little burnt out. Guys kind of didn't have it. And it showed and it reflected on the team. Dwayne Wade got injured early on in that season. He wasn't the same all year long. He had flashes, but you can tell Wade wasn't 100%. Now you got a Dwayne Wade that's hobbling. You got a team that's breaking up. Then you got problems ensuing as you got Chambers having issues with LeBron James, trying to run the team and being bossy. LeBron was trying to give them a sense of urgency because he's like, look, we got to be serious. We can't mess around, because he's trying to say we can't lose ground or just get complacent. I've been to this finals for a while now. Let's start let's start getting this thing together. And he's always barking at Chambers and everybody else, and Chambers just wasn't having it no more. And it started to split the team into two. Some people were gravitating more to him, and other players were becoming referees. So the team was in disarray. So in January, getting close to that All-Star break, the Heat was looking quite beatable. Okay, Mr. Francis. So the Heat was looking quite beatable. So what did they do? They went ahead and got what they thought was the answer to all their problems. They went and got LeBron James, who went out and had a monster game for the Heat. They won a big game, and so he was feeling himself. So the Heat was pumped up. They're back. Everything's looking good. Here comes a call from Mav Carter. Pat Riley. Mav Carter. Yeah. LeBron would like to have a conversation in the upcoming weeks, or at least want to know some, what direction you are in about, players making additions to the team to try to, revamp and try to load up to make a run for the finals. He said, well, we handle all of that in the office. We'll let the players know when we make something happen. Oh, okay. No problem. Click. Next thing you know, Pat Riley turns on the television on ESPN. There's Brian Wardhog saying that Cox, he's got word from inside sources of the Miami Heat that Cox is on the trading block. And Mario Chalmers is on the trading block. Luol Deng's on the trading block. All these players is now coming out because LeBron James' team has leaked it out to the public. LeBron James' team has leaked it out to the general public. And what they were doing was trying to push the narrative and have ESPN. They had ESPN, they had Fox, they had everybody. The same thing he was doing all in Cleveland, leaking all this stuff to the press. It was all fake. He was leaking all of this information to the press because he wanted these deals. Saying the Miami Heat is looking to trade Cox, and they want Brook Lopez. And that's who LeBron wanted. LeBron wanted Jason Terry on the team. He was like, we can get Jason Terry on the team. We have a veteran point guard. We can get him for Cox. And we can make a deal where we can move another player on the team that they had. I think it was either Anthony or somebody, but they could have picked up Brook Lopez. And they could have got rid of Dane. They could have got a lot of things done just making a couple of moves. So LeBron was playing GM and Pat Riley wasn't having it. He was nice and ticked off. Pat Riley's not going to let anybody tell him what to do or how to do it. No, it's Pat Riley. It's the way he handles business. He handles things in an orderly way. It's going to happen Pat's way, and that's it. So, by putting this narrative out there, Pat Riley wanted to talk to LeBron. So he was like, oh, yeah, I just want to know, like, are we loading up? He was like, oh, yeah, we're looking into deals right now, seeing that there's some options out there, free agency. Andy and everybody's taking a look at it. When we come up with something, we're going to let you know, LeBron. He was like, all right, great. So the trade deadlines come. Cox is still on the team. Chalmers is still on the team. He gave them nobody. He gave LeBron nobody. And was like, you gotta win on your own with what you got. I don't know. I think his name was Cox, if I'm not mistaken. He was the guy that LeBron really wanted to get out the team. He was a guard. Was it Cook? It's either Cook or Cox. I'm going all off the memory of what happened. To let you know, this is live. Nothing Memorex. Norris Cole. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Cole. That's his name. Norris Cole. Okay, there it is. See? Cole. Not Cox. So anyway, Cole is the guy they wanted out of there. Now there was other players in there when they tried to ask. Mav Carter asked like what happened, why there weren't any deals made. Pat Riley and them and Andy explained to Mav Carter what had happened. They said that they tried to do a deal with the Brooklyn Nets. They would have had Livingston on the team. They came back with Livingston. They tried to look at Jason Terry. The team wanted to keep Jason Terry in place. They tried to acquire Brooke Lopez for them, but they wanted too much in return. And at the end, it was just a standstill, so they just said no. They had Darren Williams, and they liked Jason Terry and Darren Williams playing together. They didn't want to ruin that. And they said Livingston, they didn't think Livingston would work out. I mean, of course, we see Sean Livingston works out now, but then Brooke Lopez, Sean Livingston, for what they wanted too much for it in return. So they opted not to do the deal. So that was a done deal. From that point on, LeBron was exploring the idea of leaving the Miami Heat and going back home to Cleveland. That started it all in February of that year. That started the conversations of see, let's start pulling fillers out there to see how they would welcome me coming back home. He was ready to leave. So all through the rest of the playoffs, there was zero contact with LeBron James and Pat Riley. Pat was trying to make time to contact LeBron during the playoff run, and they're basically playing on fumes. The team is totally spent. LeBron, I mean, Dwayne Wade is like 70%. LeBron and them they don't know how they made it all the way to the NBA Finals to play against the Spurs, but he knew they couldn't beat the Spurs. And when that's the thing about LeBron is when he feels that we can't win, it's mental. And mentally he puts it in his head that they can't win the game. There's nothing they could do. And if the game is getting out of control, he can't do anything about it because he's mentally shut down. So Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade all said they were interested in coming back to the Miami Heat. LeBron James was the main one saying like he didn't know. So Pat Riley, knowing that LeBron is thinking about leaving and is not in a good place with LeBron throughout the NBA Finals, once they lose, Pat Riley goes on the podium and basically blasts LeBron James. And just was like, well, you know, you know, we gotta stay together. It's not the time to grab the first door that opens. You just run right through it. We don't want to do that. Take the easy road and just run out the door. First door that pop open, you just run through it. Everybody knew who he was talking about. Everybody knew he was talking about LeBron. And he was sending a message to LeBron that way because LeBron wasn't talking to him. There was zero conversation. So everybody's like trying to figure out what LeBron's going to do and where is he going to go. He had already made his mind. He had already made his deal. It was just being finalized. But he had to do things in the right way. So the World Cup was taking place, and LeBron was in Las Vegas. Pat Riley and them, they want to come sit down and meet and talk with LeBron. And LeBron was like, well, I'm going to be in Vegas. You can come meet me in Vegas. So they was like, great. Mav and them set it up. He fly out there. LeBron's with his two best friends. It's Mav Carter, and I forgot the other guy's name. But it's like three of them. So two of them are there, and Mav Carter isn't there. It's LeBron's two other friends. But Mav is the guy that normally handles all of his business deals, especially with Pat Riley. So the general manager's there, Pat Riley's there. So they're making their pitch to LeBron. LeBron's not even paying attention. He's watching World Cup and got everything going on. And Pat Riley's like, "Can you mute the television?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Pat." So he mutes the television. Pat Riley's in Las Vegas. He's pitching, and the general manager looks at Pat like, "It's like this don't seem right. This don't seem right at all." Yeah, Rich Paul was there. So Rich Paul is there, and another one of LeBron's buddy is there, but Mav Carter isn't there. This has never happened. Never, ever happened. And that's why Pat Riley's like weirded out by it because he's like, this never happened. Not with a LeBron James. Mav Carter handles all of the business. Rich Paul is his friend, yeah, but Mav handles the business. Why he's not here? You got to click the link in the description box, Lorenzo or Lorazzo. So he was like, okay, all right. Pat Riley, them, they got up, they left. And him and Andy, he said, oh, yeah. He was like, well, yeah, that sounds good. You know, let me talk it over with Mav when he gets here. You know, that's a good offer. You know, you guys have done wonderful, you know, with me. And we went to the finals 4 times. We got 2 of them. Yeah. So, yeah, when Mav get here, we'll talk about it and we'll go from there. He was like, yeah, because we're trying to keep this thing together. We'll just retool. We don't have to rebuild. All we got to do is retool, LeBron. We keep you, Bosh, and Wade in there and keep our big three and just retool around it. And we'll be right back in the finals. He was like, oh, yeah. All right. That sounds good. I'm going to talk to Mav and we'll get back to you shortly. So they get out of there. And the general manager told him, he said, this thing don't feel right. Pat, this don't feel right at all. So Mav went there because Mav Carter was in Cleveland talking to Dan Gilbert, finalizing LeBron's deal to go to Cleveland. Pat Riley's on a plane. He's flying back to Miami. Soon as he lands, his phone comes back into where he gets a reception. It comes through. Next thing you know, it says a message. You should be expecting a call soon from Mav Carter, telling him that you should be expecting be ready to expect a call. So he's sitting there. Next thing you know, the phone ring. It's Mav Carter, and this is about an hour later. He talks to him. It's Mav Carter. He's like, "Hold on, I'm gonna get LeBron." So LeBron gets on the phone. He says, "I want to thank you for 4 years. We had a great run. We done some wonderful things in the 4 years. We got 2 NBA championships. I want to thank you for everything you've done, and I want you to be the first to know that I'm going to go back to Cleveland. I'm going to go back, make my decision, and I'm going to Cleveland." Boom. Next thing you know, a deal was done. LeBron James announced he was going back home to Cleveland. They had already negotiated the deal. Pat Riley felt betrayed because he knew you guys leveraged and lied to me, had me come all the way to Vegas just so it could look good on your resume, on your side. Well, we did try. We listened to the pitch from Miami. You didn't listen to the pitch. You invited me out there just to cover your base and waste my time flying all the way to Las Vegas to try to pitch you to come back to the Miami Heat when you had no intentions of coming back to the Miami Heat whatsoever. He had none. That boat had sailed. So LeBron covered his bases to make sure I contacted him, let him know I was going to Cleveland. They had already negotiated the deal with Cleveland and Dan Gilbert with him going back. Much to Kyrie Irving's dismay, which I told you guys in the beginning, they lied to Kyrie Irving. They signed Kyrie Irving the week before LeBron James signed. LeBron was only coming there if Kyrie was going to stay there. Kyrie would have never re-signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers had he known LeBron James was coming back to the team. They never told him anything, and they knew. And they're like, we didn't know he was coming back until, and Kyrie like, do you think I'm stupid? You guys signed me and told me this was my team. We believe in you. You're going to lead us to a championship. This is your team. All of this, knowing that LeBron is coming the whole time, and then the next week LeBron comes back to Cleveland. So yeah, Kyrie was not happy about that because they lied to him. They knew that LeBron wanted Kyrie there. So them signing Kyrie was going to be the icing on the cake for him coming back to Cleveland. If they did not sign Kyrie Irving, LeBron wasn't going to sign with Cleveland. So they knew they couldn't tell Kyrie LeBron's coming back. So they played a dirty game to get Kyrie to stay. Oh, Pat Riley was ticked off with LeBron. He was mad. Now he's at peace with it, but he was real mad. He was really mad with LeBron James for a long time. And he's still kind of mad, I think. Everybody say they good now. I don't think he's still good with LeBron at all. I think Pat still got beef with him. I mean, Pat's old school. And that's one thing about old school. It don't turn to new school. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. Miami had a better deal in place for LeBron. It would have been better for him, but he liked the control and the fact that, okay, I got an opportunity to bring a championship back to the land, and this time they're going to do whatever I want. I got full access, full control over whatever I want to do, no matter what. They're willing to spend, go over the cap, anything to make me happy. So they were able to do that. Keep LeBron happy. But what was interesting at that time is that they were putting out the notion that LeBron was going to the Chicago Bulls. Pat Riley knew that was the biggest lie in the world. He knows Reinsdorf. He knows how they're going to play ball. He knows that Reinsdorf is never going to allow a player to dictate to him what to do, how to do it. Wasn't going to happen. That's one thing about Pat Riley being a GM and working with Jerry Krause and knowing these GMs and all them and how they work. He knew that that was a lie when they were trying to put it out in the press that LeBron was meeting and possibly signing with the Chicago Bulls. He was never going to play for the Chicago Bulls. But Pat don't like his time wasted. It was embarrassing and very disrespectful how you used him for your scapegoat to say, well, I listened to Miami and I weighed my options. You've already made your options. You made your options. You were already out of Miami at the All-Star break. When at the trade deadline, they didn't get anybody. And they kept Cole. They kept Chalmers. Y'all didn't get the people you thought that could help in that situation, like Jason Terry, who you really wanted, an experienced point guard that could really help you guys out to help strengthen the bench. Get Brook Lopez, another big guy in there besides Anthony. You needed a guy who could actually score the ball, and they thought that was a good deal. And the fact that nothing was done, right? It's all business. All this stuff was just business, vintage NBA stuff. I'm just letting you guys know this is why LeBron left. He really wanted that three-peat, and he wanted to be in the conversation with the Kobes and the Michael Jordans. He wanted to be in that, to have that three-peat under his belt. And he felt like that opportunity was snatched away. Now here in the Lakers uniform, he think this is the opportunity he got to really pull a three-peat. He think he's got the opportunity to do it here in Los Angeles in his last ride. He think he can get 3 championships. That's the goal. Magic thinks LeBron's going to end his career a Los Angeles Laker. That he's going to play at least 4 years in Los Angeles. And they looking like, all right, after that first year, we're going to be going to the finals after that. We're going to be competing every year. So this is LeBron's last ride. Do he have another 4 years in him? He can't even get 3 years all defense. Well, defense has never been his MO. He's not a defensive player. He's an offensive player. Yeah, Pat Riley made sure that didn't happen. Pat was like, if y'all gonna win what you got. I'm not picking nobody else up. And he wasn't kidding. Pat didn't go over the cap. Pat was not going to spend no extra money to get anybody they wanted. And they didn't win that 3rd championship. And LeBron was ticked. He was out of Miami. Nothing that they were going to do was going to turn that around. No amount of money was going to have him come back to deal with Pat Riley. Oh, I hope you're right. I don't want LeBron to get not a championship. I don't even want him in the finals. But if he do get to the finals, I hope he lose. It's better when he lose in the finals. Oh, gosh. The reward, I wanted the Celtics to get there, but the reward of having LeBron lose in the finals, oh, my goodness. That is sweeter. That is the sweetest. It's the sweetest joy ever. And having him getting swept 4 straight games, oh, I get excited just thinking about it. As a matter of fact, I should go right to game 4 right now. I got it on my DVR. It's staying there for life. It ain't going nowhere. I watched that game. I watched that game so many times. I watched game 5 from the game from the year before. I'm like, this is it. If Golden State win it this year, they would have all surpassed LeBron James' entire career already. LeBron James has played, what, 15, 16 years? Steph Curry would have surpassed his whole career already. He would have a three-peat under his belt. He done went to 4 NBA finals and won 3 of them. Steph already got 3 rings. He's already tied LeBron. He's already finna pass him if they win this one. They done been to 4 straight NBA finals. If they go this year, there'll be 5. Then they'll win 4 rings out of 5 with a three-peat under their belt. Are you kidding me? They have surpassed this man's legacy already. Well, I'll tell you, it's like this, man. I don't think it's about they on a mission to get KD a ring no more. He's already been validated. He got himself the ring. He went and took it. He seized the moment. You see, that's what I like. The news, the media, everybody could lie to you. They could tell you any pretty little story come to their head. They could tell you how great LeBron is. They could show you highlights from 10 years ago. But when the game is on and you watch the games, especially the finals, you start to see who's really who and who's not. And you start seeing you start seeing who's really the one and who's not. And you start seeing who rose to the top. Kevin Durant rise to the top every time. LeBron starts fading away. KD's rising. He keeps fading. And people forget that Boogie's there. Right. That's what I'm saying. Everybody who's seen it would have said the same thing. KD staying there didn't make any sense. They would have never went back to the NBA Finals, as OKC is not concerned with winning an NBA championship. Their concern, their concern is going to the playoffs, going far, selling playoff tickets. The team wasn't old. The team was the same team they had before. They just needed to retool. He left because the atmosphere had become toxic. They shouldn't have won the second one. They were a bad team then. Ray Allen hit the shot to really put them over, but they were done. They were no match for San Antonio in the rematch. They were really no match for them in that one. When I say OKC, I mean management. You forget that they split the team up after they was up 3-1 and they lost the last games. You got to remember that Kevin Durant guarded all 5 positions on the court, guarding all the Golden State Warriors players. When Kevin Durant and them was in the game and they were up big in that game, was it game 6? I think it was game 6 or game 5 before when Klay Thompson went off and started hitting those threes from like everywhere. And Golden State was about to get put out. And so Klay went off and started hitting all those threes and got them in there and they came from behind to win. That was the last time they were close. And I think that was either game 5 or 6. But Kevin Durant was burnt out. He ran out of gas. And when he sat down, Russ couldn't take over. More than likely, yeah, JaVale McGee will injure somebody. The more he's on the court, the more people are in danger of him accidentally elbowing somebody in the face. It's gonna happen. He's a walking accident. So people didn't realize Kevin Durant, who plays defense all the time, was worn out. So on the offensive end, he was tired. He couldn't really make the shots. He was worn out. But you don't see things like that. And at the end of the season, the first thing they do is they trade Serge Ibaka. You trade Serge Ibaka. Now, how's that going to help the team get to the back to the NBA Finals? So before Kevin Durant leaves, he sees that OKC trade Serge Ibaka for nobody. A guy who just helped you get there. He already went through that when they traded doggone James Harden. They had Harden, Westbrook, and him. They got to the NBA Finals. The very next year, you trade James Harden in the offseason. So he already went through that once. He ain't finna go again. You gotta remember, he stayed there like 7, 8 years. But nobody notices that. They only focus on Kevin Durant love. Yeah, he got traded for Victor Office Depot. Yeah, but they wouldn't have got to the 2012 finals without him. If he wasn't hitting them threes coming off the bench, lighting it up in the Western Conference Finals, they wouldn't be in the NBA Finals. So yeah, he stunk it up in the finals, but to get him there, they would not have smelt the NBA Finals if it wasn't for him coming off that bench. He's one of them. But I'm gonna go ahead and take me a nap. It's been fun, but I need to lay it down.